burning platform, envision the future. What's the vision? What's the drivers? What's the burning platform? We've already talked about executive sponsorship. How are we going to work together? Having a steering committee. So we're giving these things to people in bits and pieces so that the slide deck. The book is going to outline the details of those. So task management, work plan and schedule. We talk about teams, task and sub-teams, working on solving problems. And once you're done with it, the new process, having processes and technology training.
Oh, it doesn't stand up?
Understand what you're doing. Active monitoring of
How do you do it?
the project. Monitor progress, just like a construction project. Track benefits. Snuck that in there, because if you don't track the benefits, you can't report back to management how you're solving the problem.
Don't move.
Yeah, it's
Coaching
on
and
the table.
mentoring. That's what we talked about. Consultant may come in, or an expert may come in and lead, and then transfer the
Yeah,
knowledge
that's the easiest way.
to the folks.
To just
And a
visually
formal
deal with it.
communication plan.
See
So
what
these are sort of the
slidings
main
are.
focus points. The first 5, if you will, on Delta. And then we have 4. So these are sort of guiding or operating principles. And that goes from the top down. And that's what creates my first slide, the Delta, with the little X there. So follow through. The biggest problem we have on these projects, and any consultants in the room know this, is you get the team in the room, you're solving a problem, they go back to their office, and guess what? They're back in the whirlwind of email and all this other stuff, and there's no follow through. If I could say there's one thing, biggest impediment, in anything I've seen, would be follow through. And being aware that it's not there. I'm the worst myself. When I go, I got to take care of business, right? But follow through in a timely fashion. Here it is again. Treat it like a capital project. Get organized. Project manager and a budget.
Think about it.
The last 3 are really about sort of culture and how you're going to operate together. I wanted to make sure that it plays a big part. So respect among team members. You get in these teams and these workshops, you've got to be able to be open and honest and have free speech. And you got to say, your titles stay at the door. We're here to solve problems. If you don't, you're going to have some really talented people that aren't going to say a thing because they feel pressured. I've seen it, and it's not good, right? What I have seen on the flip side is when you have this, the future champions in your group step
Oh,
up.
so this might be,
That guy in the other room, I told you about Eric Stevens. He was an instrumentation tech, then he became the instrumentation department lead. Now he's a reliability engineer.
A little more prepared for that.
This is like 3 or 4 years because
There's nothing you can
they were
do.
open and honest. He spoke up. He felt courageous enough to do that. He's the future of the group.
That one's on Bill.
Cultural
He knows.
awareness. I talked about interdepartmental. There's all those silos.
Totally get
You have
that.
to be aware of that.
He knows.
That everyone brings their own culture from their group. So from finance,
to
there's
be
a
on the internet.
culture of finance, there's a culture of operations, there's a culture of maintenance.
The shitty part
And
is
being aware of
the
that.
laptop should just
And thinking
reconnect
top down and bottom up.
You put this in.
And then from the middle out. So we talk
You
about
have to
these
close all of
projects.
this, and
You
we're
gotta
gonna
have
put it
top
out
down
there.
support,
Where-
but you gotta have bottom up
so when the
involvement.
internet's back up, it's
People on the
just
floor,
back
operations,
up.
maintenance, engineering.
But,
So sometimes people will say engineering's at the top, the CIP or the capital seems to be the top. The bottom is the O and M. That's great. But in most of our projects, we start at both places.
Oh my god.
We get to the middle
What did I
quicker. Right? Sometimes it's a bottom-up
That's
initiative.
all right, you're gonna
Just
have
an
to
RCM,
go over that
if you
with
will.
slides.
Yeah, it's fine. You're good.
But then we forget about the capital project side.
Oh, no, his
We talked
voice is
about
doing that again.
designing for
Phone in his
reliability,
pocket.
right? So if you can start at the top and the bottom, you get to the middle quicker is what I've seen. And it's okay to do that because if you're in a big multi-year plan, they're different people typically doing different things. So you're not burdening the capital people necessarily to be sitting in on an RCM project. They should be looking at doing business cases or other things. So depending on how you look at it, if you do it right, you won't be overloading those groups by doing top down and bottom up. Entrepreneurial. So like having people engaged and involved, that's the
Did he
public
change
police
it?
commitment. Bringing
Outside
innovation
it?
to the table. We talked about
We've seen that
in my
before.
program, we always started a year before the end of the
Then I
first
missed whenever it
phase to
changed.
plan for the next phase, knowing that things will change. So making sure you've got innovation in there and you're open to that.
I'm really excited
We
for
talked
this
about
push
the
button.
no but.
Do it.
You want the yes and, right? Because the innovation is going to bring the younger talent in the room too, because they're going to be thinking technology. They want to have their voice heard, and then pilot testing. Always recommend pilot testing. You know, before these guys rolled this thing out, they did a couple pilot tests before they went for the business case. Before they rolled out the RCM in MWRA where I was, we did a pilot test to justify. And it's okay to do pilot tests. It might slow the project down, but if it builds momentum in the background and pulls people forward, then it's worth taking that time to do that. So this is the,
Yeah.
So that's the
What
book,
time is it?
generally speaking.
Oh, you went
I
back.
gotta start writing. So
You went forward and then flashed back.
Did he?
I just met with Jenny. She was here earlier running around.
No.
So excited about that. Hopefully
What is
targeting
that
this,
even?
hopefully end of this year,
What
early
is
next
Jenny
year that'll
doing?
come out. It'll be in one of
book?
Terry's
Oh.
paperbacks, a quick read. Hope people will jump right to it. In the back of it, I'm gonna have some templates and examples that people can use and some other things. So look for that, please. And if you need any advance advice, you got the slides. I mean, you got them. So go for it. Don't want to hold you back. You gotta get your stuff done.
11:39.
Next topic is lessons learned. We're going to cover that in the next few slides. And then we're going to have a group work session again. So we'll finish up the day, get you back on your feet again. What we're going to do is I'm going to have people break into 3 groups. And I'll tell you when and how to do that. I want you to think about today's learnings. If you were to go back to your organization and you heard everything you heard from me today, I want you to run through a SWOT exercise. So what are the strengths of what you heard in each of the categories? There's no wrong answer here. What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities and what are the threats you see? And hopefully you'll participate.
Yeah.
Some good things come out of this stuff because when you see it, you want to be working on what are the threats that you can mitigate. You want to work on the opportunities to build momentum. So anybody done that before? SWOT exercise? Yeah, okay, so good. Anybody that maybe hasn't done it, can coach the others along. Then what we'll do is we'll get that typed up. So we'll get the three sessions typed up. Paige will help me with that. We'll get that out to the group. So you'll have those results. Because you'll see some things in there that are going to be applicable to your own company. We'll obviously if you participate, you'll see it. But, some of these things end up being pretty powerful and helpful. So do we have to circulate a page? We have everybody's email
I
here,
didn't know it would be this.
so we don't need to circulate a sheet.
You know, I didn't.
Okay, so they'll get
This is
that.
my first one.
So lessons
I got
learned. We
burned,
talked about a
so
couple of
I
studies.
didn't know what to expect.
Um,
I didn't start
and
taking
on
notes
the
until
last
like half
slide, there's
Tuesday.
access to how to get to these
So,
things. So the McGraw-Hill
That's at least like
survey, high-level results. There's a whole bunch of results. It's probably a 50-page document. It's a great read. There's four actual case studies in there. So there's a bunch of survey questions with the results. They slice and dice the survey questions. And there's 4 case studies. Cincinnati and MSD case studies are in there with the results. Some of the results. So here are 4 high-level results that came out of this study. Holistic programs see the biggest benefits. So I mentioned this earlier. So the people that sort of tackle 5 out of the 29 things don't see any result because it's ad hoc. It's the companies that look at it programmatically that are seeing the biggest return on their investment. Second thing, change management requires focus. I thought that was brilliant. So this came out in 2013, and then you'll see Terry's results. And I didn't decide to write the book until after Terry's survey because he was like, "Dude, look at the results." Condition assessments of number 1 in effectiveness. What came out of it was 450 water condition surveyed. So they found the condition assessments were effective. You're doing your inventory, you're doing your tagging, you're building your hierarchy if you're doing condition assessment right. So if you hadn't done that, the condition assessment process will help you get that done. So that's why I think it got the most effectiveness because you hit a bunch of points in basic asset management by just doing that. And then I talked about this before, was 81% find that business cases are effective for CIP decision making. That was the example I gave folks in Columbus. They said the biggest bang for their buck was by doing business cases because it really got the CIP decision making narrowed down, more efficient and effective. And the money spent the right way. So that was kind of neat. There's more than 4. Those are sort of high levels. That was 2013. By the way, I would tell people that the water sector started in like 2000, jumping into this stuff. So there's 13 years of good information there. So I tell people, a lot of my clients from transportation or oil and gas or whatever, I said, don't reinvent the wheel because you're close. We're different. I told you guys earlier we're different. You just look at the results, because why reinvent the wheel if another industry's already invented
Okay,
it?
now.
And feel free to do, I talked about peer and non-peer exchanges.
Team.
I mean, these people, a lot of people are willing to share stuff if you're not competitive, right? I've seen it in my career anyway. So this is the one that Terry did. This is available on his website. So, top one, culture change, the biggest obstacle. That's when he said, John, you got to write your book. And I said, wow, there's two studies, two back-to-back studies that top thing. So that was the impetus for me to really think about the Delta Force. Reliability improvements is a significant goal. This study was a look at. This was a 2014 to 2019 practices, investments, and challenges to look at. What's the next 5 years? So the survey came back. There's going to be a significant investment in reliability. 1/3 of the survey participants plan on doing benchmarking and gap assessments in the next 12 months. Hence, why Terry asked us to do the training, because the survey told them that's what people want. And then the integration of CapEx and OpEx spending. So that's the engineers talking to the O&M people and back and forth. And so I talked about O&M ready. So if you're designing something, let's think about the reliability, folks.
So we think we can get the
What
bids done before-
capital people want is they want data. They want the data out of your CMS system. Tell them when to replace it and when to repair it.
3 o'clock
That's-
already.
Yeah, that's the flip side. So we want, the O&M folks want the engineers
What's
to
the-
design for
what's
reliability.
the deal?
The engineers want us to
Wondering,
tell them
or
the
is it
data.
like a-
So
okay.
when we should plan on predicting the failure for that.
I
You need the
kinda
data
jumped back
to start
here
tracking
when I
and
was
training that. So
doing a
it's,
little like audit, so I'm
we're still in
not
different
sure how
camps,
many
as many
I
of
left,
you know.
but Orange and red, and I've done some of both.
but that was some of the high level stuff that's available. That was 1,000
Yeah.
cross
That's it, though, we
industry.
got halfway.
So every
Yeah,
segment was
yeah.
covered in that survey. That's again, it's free on the website.
Depends on-
Any questions on those surveys?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's one point
Oh.
in one video.
What
I
time is it?
overwrote
So
the other video.
McGraw Hill carried out the McGraw Hill survey.
17:50.
17:55. Sorry.
Yes.
Apologies.
So what the McGraw Hill did was they went to like 5 water organizations. Like there's American Water Works Association, there's the Water Environment Federation,
I
there's
think it's probably
DPW, there's the American Public Works Association. They went to those, got membership. McGraw Hill
So
created the survey
repetitive.
questions,
What?
and then
The
collected all the information and did
I
all the
know, it's the
analysis.
same thing, but
Yeah,
different
Yeah.
that's what in my brain's like, oh yeah, don't forget that stuff.
Same
Oh,
thing
yeah,
with
like-
Terry. Terry did the same thing. I'm not sure how Terry picked his survey. So at this point, I would like to do a little breakout with folks. So I can have you count off
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then don't forget to remember your number. Why don't we start here?
Should I stop recording?
Yeah, sure.
2.
That's it?
Just so. You just leave it there. Thank you. Until tomorrow. I guess. Is he done?
Great.
We've got the breakout
Oh.
session.
Perfect.
Okay.
So why don't we have the 1s go here. We'll have the 2s over here.